Hey everybody, welcome back to the Ice and Beat podcast. I'm here with our constant co-hosts, Drake G and Colton D. You've got Matty J. We're coming back to you from a spicy break, and the show is going to be amazing. Guys, how's it been going?
It's going pretty good. It's going really good.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
This is our official first episode, right?
This is the official
This
first
is
episode
number
of
one.
the Ice and Bean podcast.
Yeah.
This is us.
What do we do on the Ice and Bean podcast?
Coffee stuff, right?
Yeah,
That's
I
the
think
whole
so.
thing.
Yeah.
That's what I think we
I
decided.
think we chill a little bit. We talk, catch up on the week, and then do some coffee ratings.
Yeah.
Tell you what we like and what we dislike, why we like and why we dislike it. Maybe some of the vibe check.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
You know, and just to put that out there, we're not professionals. This is all...
Speak for yourself.
Okay, we have one professional on the podcast. He's confirming it now. So if anybody who is actually professionally trained, go after him.
Yes, please. Okay. How's your week this week?
My week's been good. Yeah, it's, again, a very, very chill week. I house sat for my aunt. She has 2 Great Pyrenees, which is an awesome dog. They're like miniature polar bears. So they're a hella vibe. It was great. Just relaxed. Worked on some stuff for an upcoming weekend. Yeah, that's really all my big news this week. It's been not a lot going on.
Pretty chill week for me.
Yeah?
Yeah, I didn't do much.
Nice.
Kind of just worked. Kind of upgraded some stuff on my PC.
What'd you upgrade?
I got a mic arm from
Spicy
you.
mic arm from me?
From you.
I don't know.
That's the big
Cole,
Where
PC
did it
upgrade.
come from?
What did you upgrade this week?
No, like that's the excitement of the week, honestly, for me.
Mhm.
It's good. It looks good. It sounds good. It is good.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, didn't do much this week.
Easy weeks. This week, it's for those of you who don't know, this episode of the podcast is being recorded on the one and only Matty J's August 9th birthday. So
We're timestamping.
I had a Hundo P timestamp. It's my birthday celebration / week, so I am feeling moderately hungover from last night's gallivanting, but I did get some pre-game hydration in,
Mm-hmm.
which I think is definitely important.
You got
Because
it.
I woke up this morning little off in the tum-tum, but everything else was firing on all cylinders except for my car.
Did you specify how old you are?
No.
Do we want to...
You should probably specify before I start roasting you for all the
Oh.
old man things that you do.
This is a very fair
So
point.
I turned 31 years old today. 31 revolutions around the sun. When I got here, I'll have you guys know, and you guys can handle the audacity with me. When I got here, I was accused of being a boomer.
That's not
It
at
was
all how that
absolutely
went.
true. I
He's a
walked in
boomer.
the door, I put all the bags down, and
Big
then
boom.
Colton, Drake came out of the bathroom, dropping a deuce really quick before the show, and then came out of the bathroom. He's like, "We're letting boomers in our apartment now." Then that was it.
No,
Yeah.
you were talking about boomers as
Nope.
in the technical equipment, and I ran with that joke, not that because you are the crisp age of 31 that you are in fact a boomer.
I don't necessarily
not.
think. I think you're back. I think you might be backpedaling a little bit
Ugh.
here. I'm not going to let that one go easily.
You drive like a boomer. You
I know.
order McDonald's like a boomer. You're a boomer.
I do not.
You sounded like you were 80 years old
Please
ordering that
explain to
McDonald's.
me. Please explain to me. I want you to break down because I'm really not understanding. Please explain to me how the way I ordered McDonald's made me sound like a boomer.
When I pull up to the drive-thru,
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, double Big Mac meal, large fries, large Coke, 2 junior chickens. That's my order. When you pulled up, you were like, I will take this very specific burger. Oh, can I also get a large size fries? No drink. Wait, yes, drink. Wait, no drink. And then you ordered a drink afterwards, and they added it to the meal. And you were like, oh, you're adding it to the meal. And they were like, yes. You just seemed... It was like watching my grandfather just do something that he's never done before. And I was like, this is amazingly confusing and so simple at the same time.
The important context. here is that I ordered a burger that I'd never ordered before, but it looked good on the menu. This is a show about us going to get iced beverages at coffee shops. I didn't need a drink, but then I was like, oh, Colton already finished his. I promised him an iced coffee, so I'll order that after. So I wanted my meal without the drink. But then I was like, right, Colton's getting a drink. Got you, bro. Bought you a McCafe, or rest in peace. I don't understand how the evolution of the conversation is natural. I don't want a drink. Oh, but right, I need to get Colton a drink, so I'll get that drink. Can make it part of the meal.
You just sounded dazed and confused.
No.
You drive slowly too.
I drive like that when I'm driving someone else's car.
Okay, that's fair.
I
can respect
I
that.
definitely do not want to wreck my mother's car, who might be listening. Hi, Mom.
That's fair.
Listen, I don't want to wreck my mom's car.
Mm-hmm.
And if I've had enough cars die on me in the last week that I don't need to wreck another car. But yeah, so I guess.
R.I.P. to the Elantra.
Oh, R.I.P. Elantra.
Big old R.I.P.s.
Yeah. Yeah. Check engine light came on. Ended up skipping a tooth on the timing belt. Maybe two teeth. Major internal damage. Well, we're actually having a funeral on the 16th of August. You can check out our socials, Ice and Bean Pod on Instagram, and at Ice and Bean Pod on Twitter if you want to know when we'll be holding the arrangements for the Elantra.
Please send your thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
When you said internal damage, I pictured like a ghost from Halo just exploding. And I was like, goodbye, Elantra.
I don't know, man. R.I.P. I got to go shopping today, and like right after this, I got to go shopping for a new car tonight. So we'll see what I get.
Super exciting though. New cars are fun.
Yeah, I mean, she's a 2015 though, the Elantra,
Feels
155K.
bad.
Feels real bad.
It definitely feels bad.
Definitely taking like a $5,000 hit.
Yeah. You don't. It's fun to do it, but you definitely don't want to have to like it this soon. Obviously,
No.
not the expectation to be
So
going
bad.
right now. Yeah, of course, completely understand that.
Yeah. But
This is where we differ.
here we are.
I went through like 3 new cars in like 3 years.
Why? How?
Got bored of them.
Ooh.
I'm
The Civic was
financially
where it was at.
unstable now. So not the best plan, but I had a good time while I was doing it.
Checks
so,
out, yeah.
No.
I only bought 2 cars new.
It might be
My
helpful
first
for you
car.
though, like as unfortunate as it is based on the time that the car passed, you have a family.
Yeah.
So having a bigger vehicle isn't a bad thing.
Mhm.
And having something reliable. Like the Elantra probably wasn't bad. I drive the exact same car.
Yeah. Same year.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everything.
Like they're not a bad car,
Yeah.
but like I mean,
Right.
you're not going to have issues if you buy
Yeah.
a new vehicle.
Yeah. And that's
And
the
if you
thing
do,
for me.
it's covered 100%.
Exactly. The thing for me is like, I don't know anything at all about cars. I don't have an inclination. Like I would much rather spend my time learning about, like, I don't know, random builds on League of Legends, or like crushing that Stardew Valley save, 250,000 in the bank, by the way, versus like learning about cars and trying to understand what the sounds are and like all of this Garbo stuff that just feels like a waste of time. Like I just want something that is going to, if it breaks, then it's under warranty and they'll fix it, and
You
then
should-
it's good to go.
Like genuinely, if you want me to come with you, I can schedule any time off work. And like, not like a professional or anything, but I like cars a lot, so I can like, give you pointers.
Yeah, it's
Like, I mean, it's pretty simple. They're gonna lay it out for you, and you're gonna have to bargain with
And
them
I'm gonna be
because
like,
they're gonna try to drive you up in the
I
price.
will buy that if you give me a $7,500 discount.
Yeah, like
If you don't, I'm walking out the door.
seriously, you just got to bargain.
Yeah.
Are you like, you don't really care about vehicles that much, so you're probably going for like base model? Or
Well, no. So we're looking for a Tiguan, and
sponsor us, Volkswagen.
Sponsor us, Volkswagen. Give me a free car. If we get the Tiguan, we want it to be a 7-seater,
Mhm.
like have the folding down seats in the trunk. So that's like, I think you have to get a specific level or higher to get the 40-20-40 seat split.
Yeah.
So that will likely force us up. I think the base model's like 37,000, which is not that bad. So yeah, we'll have to. I'm trying to. Basically, I want to negotiate enough to absorb the cost of my previous vehicle.
You can totally do that.
Like if it were to be in great shape, no bodywork necessary, and actually run, I could probably get like between 4,000 and 6,000.
When I went in and bought my new truck, they paid my Civic off, and I owed 16 grand. They were like, "You're buying a new truck? Here you go."
They gave you 16
Absolutely.
16 for it?
Yeah.
How old was the Civic though?
2018.
Right, and when did you trade in?
2019?
Right, yeah. So there's still a lot of value.
Not that much.
No,
Like
fair
I
enough.
bought it for 24 and they gave me 16 for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they want that commission
They
sale
can
for
flip
them
that.
is like they could care less.
I also bought like a $60,000
Yeah,
truck.
exactly.
Yeah.
For the person selling you that truck, they could care less.
Yeah.
And like for me, the Tiguan is probably the most luxury vehicle that I'll have ever owned. Everything that I've ever bought beforehand has been very base model. Like I was so cheap when I bought my very first car. Rest in peace, Big Blue. I got like a manual just to save money, right? But now I'm like, I got a family. I want that Apple CarPlay. So I'm like, all right, we'll get something that's like middle tier. I don't want to buy the rims package or anything that's like that. They're gonna give that shit to me for free. I guarantee.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm very fortunate. I know a fellow that works in the steel group, so we're gonna
Worm your way
we're
in
gonna
a
worm
little?
our way into that one.
Very nice. It's
Yeah.
good to know people.
Yep.
It's the best thing you can do in the world is to know people.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And I just feel like Steel Hyundai gave me I'm adding you right now, Steel Hyundai, you suck. Steel Hyundai gave me such a hard time with a whole bunch of warranty stuff like that. And so I have nothing against Hyundais. I have
The specific group.
I have a problem with that specific group of people who were running that dealership. But like my family bought like 10 cars from them, and they made a ton of money, and then they had the balls to like tell me that we have no loyalty to them because I don't get my oil changes done there. Well, don't charge me $70 an oil change. I can go to Walmart and get it done for $45. And you expect me to come and pay a premium for literally what? Nothing that's any different. So yeah.
Yeah, it's just
After
doesn't
that
make
kind of
sense.
comment, I'm just like, hell no, we're donezo.
Oh geez, I mean, I've had a scheduled maintenance with Nissan a month ago, and it's basically just like fluid check, change oil,
Right.
rotate tires if they need to, that kind of stuff.
Right.
Which is like pretty menial work,
Yeah.
and they wanted to charge like $400 for it, and I was like, no thanks.
No, thank you.
So I went home and changed my own oil,
Yeah.
and that's all that needed to be done to that car.
I got you both beat, but I don't really want to roast.
No, roast. You can
Yeah?
roast me. Who are you roasting? You roasting me?
No, the dealership that I bought my car from.
Okay. All right.
I think it's Mosier Fords in Bridgewater.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's
yeah,
called.
sounds right.
So I bought my 2015 Elantra
Mm-hmm.
from them. It had like 96,000 on it or something like that. Took it home,
Yeah.
drove it around for an hour. It broke down, like turned off. I was like, okay, cool. So called them.
Cool.
I was like, what do you want me to do with this thing? Because, seems like it's a you issue. I've owned
Yep.
it for 2 hours.
Yeah.
They said, I forget who paid for the tow. It wasn't me, but I got it flatbedded to the Hyundai dealership in Bridgewater because they told me to take it there.
Yeah.
Went into the Hyundai dealership the next day around 4 in the afternoon. They were like, yeah, so we took it into the garage 2 hours before we opened this morning to start working on it early, which is garage terms for I'm going to charge you 2 extra hours, but we didn't even look at it until we were open because no one does that.
Right.
It was $1,200, and all that was wrong with it was like a corroded throttle cable.
No
So literally,
way.
they didn't even change the cable. They just took it out, cleaned it off, and put it back in, and it worked. I called Ford, and I was like, man, this is $1,200. I've owned this car for 2 hours. Well, technically like 26 hours by that point or whatever.
yeah.
But like, are you covering this $1,200 charge that I just got
that's
put
crazy.
on me? And they were like, no, we would have covered it if you brought it to our garage. And I'm like, you're the one who told me to go to Honda.
Rest in
So I paid $1,200 for a car that I just bought for 10 grand.
God.
That's incredible.
And I was like, wow.
That's absolutely insane.
I-
I would have been like, hey, here's my bill.
I went into the office and I was like, you can pay for it or I'm going to drive the car through your windows, like of your dealership.
Checks
And he was
out.
like, I wouldn't do that. And I was like, okay. And then I left. But
Did they
Don't-
pay? They didn't pay?
no,
You paid.
they covered
Oh
0%
my
of it.
God.
And the dude at Hyundai was like, they're seriously not going to pay for this?
Well, they probably billed you $1,200 because they thought Douche Bigelow European Gigolo was going to cover
the
you.
cost.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
Too bad he
That's
didn't.
probably why, and they
Too
didn't.
bad he
And then
didn't.
you get stuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
don't ever sponsor us. I hate your dealership.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, just
we
to
only take
also-
we only take Volkswagen sponsorships
Yeah,
here on
that's
the
so
Ice and
fair.
Beat pod.
I'd also take a Subaru sponsorship.
I mean, if
Don't-
Porsche,
a couple-
wanted to,
A couple of WRXs
I mean,
though would go a long way.
If Mercedes is listening,
Yeah.
BMW,
Just
like
a
anything,
C-Class.
anybody.
C-Class would be
yeah, yeah,
fine.
nothing
Doesn't
crazy.
need to be fancy.
no, A-class. I'll take pictures of my coffee on the hood of my new AMG.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
I think we need an Instagram following before we
Yeah,
can
probably.
try to debate in
Yeah.
car dealers.
Go on the
Yeah,
Instagram
absolutely.
right now and follow Mercedes.
Yeah, this is
Don't do that. do not
don't
do
do
that.
that. Yeah,
What
no.
you could do is go to Ice and Bean Pod on Instagram and
Yeah.
check out our posts.
Hey,
They're pretty fire. It's a second plug. I'm so sorry, everyone.
we have no posts.
We have 0 posts.
But
We're
we will.
gonna have
But we will
posts.
have posts.
We're gonna
You're
we
gonna
have
see.
pictures.
By the time you hear this, there will be posts.
True.
Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct.
But yeah, O'Regan's Nissan. Nah,
No spicy.
I'm not. I'm not coming back to
I
you.
mean, if you
They're
want to give
big
me a
yourself.
free car, I'll take it.
They're big. They're big used people though, right? Like O'Regan's buys used cars.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just
So,
a
yeah.
0 out of 10 right now.
Yeah. I mean, that seems a bit risque.
When I spent $60 on a filter and oil to do myself, and you want to charge me $400, sorry, hard pass.
Bye, Felicia.
Okay, let's stop bashing dealerships.
Yeah, I guess we've done.
This
that.
is our first episode. We're here to just bash dealerships.
We're here to actually. This is a podcast entirely designed around the bashing of dealerships.
Do we want to rate our coffees now and then just get into kind of like overall general talk about our weeks and everything like that?
Well,
Go
here's
into
the thing.
detail.
Mhm.
Today we went on a road trip where I was accused of being a boomer
Big boomer.
multiple times, and we
Big
drove
boomer
across
status.
the city, down Bell Road, to the Wired Monk, which is a shop. If you're familiar, it's very close to Pizza Corner. It's just adjacent. Adjacent, right word? Doesn't matter. Adjacent from Piatto. If you're in the pizza scene, which I am.
You could say
Mhm.
across from.
Yeah, across from, adjacent to. Debate potato, really, in my opinion. Cool town, so that's fine. Boomer on my birthday too, guys. By the way, it was really you should rip me up. But anyway, yeah, went to the Wired Monk. First impressions of the Wired Monk.
It's a neat little spot. Very
really
very
like it.
homey.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just walked in, it was like, this is a chill place.
I could,
This
like,
is a very
work there.
relaxing mood.
Like I could go in with my laptop and do some work there.
Yeah,
That's the kind of vibe I get.
yeah.
Also, just to clarify, you're complaining about being called a boomer, but I don't even think you wished me a happy birthday, so thanks. That was like 2 weeks ago. Really appreciate that.
So I
Oof.
didn't know when your birthday was. First of all,
I told you.
and
We
then
did actually talk about it on the podcast.
We literally did.
oh fuck.
Yeah, get caught
Uh,
in HD.
yep, high definition.
4K.
Yep. 8K. Anyway, so moving on.
Roasted.
Got boomed.
Oh,
Happy
no.
birthday, by the way.
Thanks.
Yeah, happy birthday. Thank you so much.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
You're not
so,
a boomer.
thank you very much.
You're not.
So
You're a
the
millennial.
So the Wired Monk.
Oh yeah, right.
yeah. so,
That's the thing we're meant to be talking about.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Apologies.
It's hard out there sometimes to stay on topic, but we will one day.
With the three of us, yeah, very much so.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
It's gonna be okay. So yeah, homie. What else? How did you feel about the Monk?
Yeah, no, it's really chill vibes. Very welcoming, very inviting. Staff was friendly. The lady that was ahead of us didn't like her though.
Didn't
No.
like her at
She
all.
was
No.
she was that kind of person that I was like,
Yeah.
I'd fight you.
Yeah. She's the type of person that like definitely ruins the vibe
Oh yeah.
of the places that have amazing vibes. She walks in and she's like, "I need 65 shot Americano, please."
Just the way she was talking to
Yeah.
the staff
It
was just
not
like,
nice.
just because this person is
Yeah.
of an ethnicity, like you don't slow down the speech to try and make your point make sense.
No,
Yeah.
there was
Like,
some
that's
really,
not cool.
really serious
Yeah,
problems.
blonde
Yeah.
lady.
Yeah.
If
If you're
you're
listening,
Yeah, we don't like you.
we don't like you.
But the lady that was working at Wired Monk, amazing.
Oh my gosh,
You're
she was amazing.
fantastic.
Yeah. She made a slamming latte too, though. But we'll get to that in a minute. One thing that if you don't know, if you just go into the Wired Monk through the front door, it looks like they only have a couple of seats. So there's actually like a downstairs location with a couple of bathrooms that you can go sit
Seriously,
at.
I
Yeah.
would never have known that.
No, exactly. I
Would never have
walked down it. We didn't stay just because we want to finish up the pod at a certain time today. But we there's like a sort of underneath of the bar place to sit. There's like some cool there's like some cool tables and plugs and stuff like that for you to chill out and go on your laptop, and some nice live edge wood tables, things like that.
Very
So,
nice.
Yeah, I definitely think that it's a spot. I've been there. Like, it's not a first timer for me.
Sure.
I'm a big Monk fan. Every time we go to play Pokemon Go, we start by getting a Wired Monk of some kind, and dropping the vibe check. There, it sort of centers our ability to catch them all, if you know what I mean. Yeah, so today I got an iced Wired, which is the size. It's like they're venti, if you will. If you're a Starbucks guy, or they're large. If you're an anywhere else person, I got a Wired Monk Macchiato. And
Now,
it's insane.
What is a monk macchiato?
So if you've had a macchiato, right, caramel macchiato, which
Yep.
is traditional, very, very traditional, it's typically just like shots of espresso, some milk, and like some caramel drizzle inside the cup. And so that's a normal macchiato typically. When you go to the Monk though, and you get the Monk macchiato, they do the caramel drizzle, pardon me, but they also do like some like chocolate syrup drizzle as well.
Dang.
So good.
Dang.
Unbelievably good.
That's
and I
nice.
just like, I'll get one every time. Sometimes I walk in and I'm like, give me two, please. Because they're just so absolute. It's just like good beans. Like the roast, they have their own roast there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. So like you can buy their own beans. It's not, I haven't found one that I super love yet, but I've yet to try their blonde roast, which I think I might do.
Yeah, because you're a huge fan of the lighter roasts.
Yeah. I don't want anything too dark, but
That's fair.
yeah, but the Monk Macchiato is insane, hot or cold. Like I've had it hot, and when it's hot, like they drizzle the caramel and the chocolate syrup over top of the mug, and it's spicy meatball.
Yeah, that sounds incredible.
Yeah,
Sounds absolutely incredible.
yeah. So that's what I got.
Nice.
What'd you get?
I gotta go with my classic. Although there's a lot of things on their menu now, having been there, that I would like to try for myself. But
Yeah,
I just
it's a go back season 2 kind
yeah,
of situation.
Absolutely.
For sure.
I just got a Wired cappuccino, hot variation today. I like
Yep.
to keep it classic. But it's been good. I'm still sipping on it right now. But yeah,
Yeah, me too.
when we get
Just the
to when we get into the rating, I will I'll go a little bit more in depth with opinions. But
Absolutely.
yeah, just classic.
What'd you hit up?
What did I get? Okay, disclaimer. Like, since this is episode 1, disclaimer. Like,
Full disclaimer.
I'm
Go
not
for it.
as into coffee as these two are. I drink McDonald's iced coffee every day. I'm drinking one right now, post the coffee that we went and got together. So I kind of give like a very generic opinion on everything, but I'm here for it. Maybe I'll find something that I love. But
I think it was called the Milky Way.
You did.
Yeah,
you got a
the
wired
Milky
Milky
a
Way.
wired
Yeah.
Milky Way, which
Yeah.
is butterscotch
Yeah,
and chocolate.
butterscotch and chocolate.
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
I liked it.
You didn't like it at first though.
Yeah, but it's because when you get to the bottom, that's where all the
All the juices.
the sweet stuff is.
Right, yeah.
And like I say, pretty not into actual coffee.
That's
So,
really fair. Did you
yeah.
find it was like really bitter?
No, like even the first part was good.
Right.
It was just the last part was real good.
Yeah. They have like this. I don't know if you want to describe it, but like when you get the Milky Way, they have this like the chocolate syrup that they put in the cup. They like drizzle it on the side so that it like kind of clings on for a minute. It looks really cool, but I feel like that's part of the ambiance of the drink, and it's got to dissolve.
Well, I think that's
or
why it's
not.
called the Milky Way.
Yeah.
Because it like
But
spreads
I feel like
down.
it's got to dissolve to sweeten you up, or you might be in rough shape.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That might be one of the ones where you got to give it a little stir just to get things going.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. It was good. I like it.
Look great. Look
I'm not
absolutely
like
fantastic.
I'm not like I say. I'm not. I haven't tried any of the nicer air quotations coffee shops around the city.
Yeah.
So, like, my opinion's going to be pretty honest every time I try one because I have no biases. But
Hell yeah.
yeah, no, I don't know.
I like
it.
honest opinions.
Would have another one.
Would have another one.
Would have
Okay.
another one.
We love that. That's
right.
great. We love
Yeah.
hearing that.
All right.
We
So
absolutely love that.
first episode and all, we're ranking based off of a scale,
Mm-hmm.
1 to 10.
Yep.
But you can include a half in
Half.
there. But we're not taking any other percentages.
Nope.
We're not like no 9.2s, no 8.6s. Solid numbers, round numbers, whole numbers, or
And
halves.
halves.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool beans.
Which is good.
So
Good medium.
what do we want to rate on first? Let's go. Flavor
Flavor?
overall.
Sure.
Flavor.
Flavor overall. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Do you want to go first? You're the cappuccino guy.
Sure,
I'm not really a cap.
sure.
I'm not really a cap guy.
Yeah, I can absolutely do that. I think overall, as cappuccinos go in the city, this is a very good one. For me personally, I wish that the espresso had a little bit more bite to it, just a
Right.
little bit more bitterness,
Mm-hmm.
because it was a bit not flat, but
Right.
I like a little extra kick. Not quite Starbucks espresso roast, because that's just beyond
Insane.
roasted.
It's commercialized. Yeah.
Yeah. But like overall, good. I would give the flavor for this one an 8.5.
An 8.5.
Yeah, out of
That's
10.
pretty high.
Damn.
Yeah.
8.5 out of
Yeah,
10
really
for
solid.
the
Drake-
wired monk
Drake's picky.
cappuccino.
I am very picky.
He is.
This,
So-
as, this
That's why
spectrum
we're a
is,
bit shocked.
Yeah.
Drake
This
is
is
how
good.
you would say bougie,
Uh,
if you will.
Like
I mean, I
classic
guess so.
bougie. Oh,
Right.
sorry. Nope. We don't.
right.
Remember, we're not allowed to say.
Yeah, I
it.
can't say that.
Yeah, I can't say those things. Fair use. We'll get into a fair use battle one day, but
Yeah.
not on episode
Not
1.
today. Not today.
Not today, Junior.
Yeah.
8.5.
8.5.
Okay,
yeah.
vibes. Vibe check for sure.
Could have been a 9 if the espresso had a little bit more bite.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. I so I had that wired monk macchiato, and for me, like if you're thinking about a macchiato, you probably had one from Starbucks before, but like you don't typically get a whole lot of macchiato. I don't find people get a whole lot of macchiatos whenever I've been with them in these like sort of chain shops like this, or,
Yeah.
like the more private shops.
Yeah.
So like if you're getting one, you're used to like the Starbucks blend. They're steaming their milk and they're doing the caramel thing inside the cup, and then you're getting it. And it's very it's very like fake flavor in my mind. It's
Oh, yeah,
very
of course.
what's the word I'm looking for?
Artificial?
Artificial. Thank you. Yeah, it's
absolutely.
very artificial at Starbucks. So the one thing that I will say about the monk macchiato, it is that it is not artificial in any capacity. It feels really clean, right? Now they use syrups at the Wired Monk as well.
Oh, for sure.
But when you look at the ingredients, milk, espresso, and then your drizzles, like those drizzles are really freaking good.
yeah,
Like
absolutely.
the monk macchiato. We were talking about it in our like first episode,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't give any spoilers then, but here we are now. So I'm like, I would say there's probably a little bit of a variation. I was talking like it would be a 10.
Sure.
And I still feel like it is. But if we're taking a trip to Flavor Town, I'm like, it depends on whether the barista at the counter is like 100%. Like, there's McCafe variants, right? Like,
True.
when you go to McDonald's, there's variants, right? So even the higher level people who are, at these, more mom and pop coffee shops, they are still humans, right? They could still have a small pump error. You might not get as much balance. So I'm going to say that this particular Wired Monk Macchiato is a 9.5
On the flavor. Okay.
on the flavor
That's
scale.
all right.
I could 10 it. I absolutely could 10 it. But if we're talking about this experience in this moment, it's definitely a 9.5 for me. It's honestly it's lost a point in the balance. Right? It's not quite balanced. There's a lot of caramel, not a lot of fudge, and it gave this sort of overall extra sweetness without the bitterness of the chocolate syrup to kind of
Right.
counterbalance that off. So it just isn't quite there, but it's still like 9.5. It's still banging.
Yeah,
like
that's
it's
incredible.
it's
I agree.
insane. I really enjoy it.
Yep.
Nice. How about you, Colton?
Yeah, so my Milky Way was really good. So the big thing for me is where I haven't really had any coffees in the city. I don't want our first episode to be like my tenor.
Fair
Because like I feel like I have to be like the Simon Cowell where I have no
Hell yeah.
biases and I'm just like looking for that perfect one. This one was really good, but like to keep it fair for future reference, I would say it was an 8.
An 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
I'll
don't
take
think it was
that.
bad, and I would definitely go back and I would drink there like every day.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to give it anywhere near a 10 yet, just because we might find that diamond in the rough that I really,
Hell yeah.
really love.
Hell yeah.
So-
Absolutely. You got to leave that space for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't want to have to go back and retcon anything. I really think that we are. So I really think that we're in need of a special segment, and I know I'm springing this on you right now.
I'm so ready for
for
this.
it.
What I want,
So ready.
every session, what I think we should do is have Colton compare his drink versus his McCafe iced coffee.
Easy,
Oh, I
easy.
love
Okay.
that. That's
Yeah.
a great idea.
So disclaimer, we did a practice run podcast before we released the original, like this episode. And we did
McCafe.
iced coffees from
Yep.
McDonald's. And I gave that an 8.5, which is higher than the one that I just rated. That being said, I feel like they're two different scales.
Of course they
I
are.
think that, I'm rating McDonald's comparative to like other crappy fast
Yeah,
food
we kind of talked
places
about
and
like
stuff like
the Tim Hortons and
Yeah.
of the world and the
Um,
McDonald's of the world and the A&Ws and that stuff.
If you compare that to McDonald's,
Mhm.
like if the Milky Way was an 8 and I'm putting the McDonald's coffee on the same scale,
Yeah,
considering I'm drinking one right now,
yeah.
geez, I think it's an 8. Like I think they're on par for me.
Oh, no.
I really like
no.
McDonald's iced coffees. I can't help it.
Oh.
I've got a strong addiction. And the thing is, I'm an ice cap guy through and through.
Yeah.
All
Like if
right.
you compare anything to ice caps, I'm going to give it less than a 10. And I'm going to give an ice cap a 10.
Oh my gosh.
100%.
Chocolate milk or just normal?
No, just regular.
Wow.
I actually really dislike anything but the regular ice cap.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm a big chocolate milk ice
I-
cap kind of guy.
Yeah, I rarely, if ever, get one, but if I do, it's probably going to be made with chocolate milk.
Yeah. Honda P.
Bougie.
Classic bougie, but no.
But not.
Not the other one.
Yep.
So here's the thing. I also feel like we need to talk about how happy we are in terms of the price, right? Like how many
yeah.
dollar signs based on the price just on the coffee alone? How many dollar signs would you give it on a scale of $1 to $10
So
signs?
what?
$1 to
What is the
$10 sign?
what
how,
is
how
the-
satisfied were you with
What
it?
does the dollar sign quantify as? Is
If you think
is a
it's a
$1
ridiculous
sign
price-
good or is a $10 sign
If
good?
you think it's a ridiculous price, $10 signs.
Yeah, $10
okay.
signs. Like
Yeah.
spending $12 on a drink could be 10.
Yeah,
You
of
know,
course. Okay. I
absolutely.
get what you're. Okay, I understand.
These ones
the scale now. I understand
were-
what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
so because there's an element in this, right, where how good was it versus the price that you paid for it, and that's
Right.
the scale that I want to capture with this dollar signs concept, right?
For sure.
Would you go back again, buy the same drink, and not regret paying the $5.25 we paid for these beverages? You know what I mean?
You're not going to like my take on this
No,
one, I don't
I'm
think.
down with it. So I'll lead off. So for me, I grew up, drinking Starbucks and paying like $6 a shot. So I have no ill will or bias towards an expensive drink. At $5.25 plus tax, I feel pretty good about it, to be honest with you. Like I would give it like a 3.
A 3.
I'm really like
Okay.
low is good, right? Low is
Interesting.
good.
Yeah, of
I'm
course.
happy with the quality of the beverage that I got. It was great. The look on Colton's face is hilarious. I'm happy with the beverage. I think it tasted great. I think whether it's in that 9.5 scale to the 10 is irrelevant. I'm happy to go back and pay $5.25 for it.
Right.
Full disclosure, I didn't pay him for mine today. Colton paid for mine because I gave him the microphone stand he jazzed about. But either way, I'm going to give it a 3 because I'm super happy with the price, super happy with the flavor. Like it could probably be cheaper,
Sure.
but like by how much at this point? Like is it going to be $4.50 versus $5.25? Like I'm not going to complain too much about 525.
The experience is worth the price tag. And that's what you got to quantify it as. Is that, was it worth that?
Super important thing to know too is that there's no drive-through at the Wired Monk. You have to go in.
Yeah.
You have to hit that ambiance. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 3 of a $3. I'm gonna give it 3 on the scale of dollar signs to value.
Okay, right on. I think for the cappuccino, I also got a cinnamon bun, and it was very good, very, very, very good.
Yeah,
an excessive amount of cinnamon, which is appropriate. Just super soft pastry, great.
Love that.
Was one of the best ones I've had in quite some time from a cafe. So that brought my price tag up a little bit more, but I'm going to just pretend that it wasn't part of it and just try and think about how much the cappuccino would have been, which, given my total being around $9, that means that the cappuccino was around 6.
Yes, it's 525 straight flat.
Straight flat. Okay, so there we go. So,
which is really nice, I think. As well.
Yeah, I think for a wired size, large, I think I'm going to have to put it at like a 5 out of 10.
5 out of 10?
I think 5 is reasonable because I've had cheaper and I've had more expensive.
Yeah.
So I think it's reasonable, but I wouldn't be mad if I hadn't paid as much for it.
Okay. Colton's been like biting his tongue for the last 3-4 minutes. So
seeing
tell me what you really think.
Yeah, I will. I'm going to be honest. Seeing as how I rated it the same as a McDonald's iced coffee, and you can currently get a large one of those for $160. I'm going to give it like a 7. A 7 on the dollar signs. And it's speaking. Okay, so like look at.
All right, how much does an iced coffee from McDonald's cost outside of dollar?
$2.75, I think.
$2.75 plus tax. So we're looking at like
$3.13.
$3.13. Yeah. Okay.
Something
So
like that.
base it off of that price though, because Dollar Drink Days is
Okay, well then I'd give it a 5. So the thing is, like, you got to take everything into account because, like I say, I haven't drank many coffees around the city, so I'm sure we're going to find more expensive ones than what we had today. I am the first person to roast Starbucks on their prices because even though their drinks are really good, you pay like a lot for a Starbucks drink. Yeah. So I'm just thinking that price to me compares more to Starbucks than it does to McDonald's. So I have to say it's a little bit more expensive because I can't roast Starbucks for being super expensive and not roast somewhere else for being a similar price if I think that they're similar quality products.
Yeah.
Because I don't, like, speaking out of term, and like, we haven't done a Starbucks review yet, but I'm sure we will in the future. Like, I think what we had today for me is comparable taste-wise.
To Starbucks?
Like, I think Starbucks is really good. Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah. I really like Starbucks. But, like, I'm on the sweet end of the spectrum, too. So, like, obviously they cater to my likes a lot more than someone like maybe you guys. I don't know. Because you guys like coffee and I like sugar.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's super fair.
Yeah.
I think that's extremely valid. I think your opinion is valid. So if you're comparing against $3.50 versus $5.25,
okay, I'll give it a 6.
You give it a 6
because I'm
right.
going to give it a 6.
Down a little bit.
I'm going to give it a 6 because we paid $5.25 for our drinks.
Yep.
And I can see in the future buying a $10 coffee.
Right.
And that's going to be my 10.
Yeah.
Like definitely, if I'm paying more than like $8 for a caffeinated beverage, and it's on par with anything else that I can physically order, that is a 10.
Yeah,
so I'm going to save my harsh ratings for those. But I'd say a 6 is fair. Like, it's upper price. But comparison to like what I drink, not
for sure.
Potentially what I will be drinking.
That's
very much.
That's very fair context.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Completely agree.
Cool beans. And then, so the last rank is a scale of 1 to 10 versus the atmosphere and general ambiance of the Wired Monk itself. I flippin' love the Wired Monk. I will be there until I die, until it closes, which hopefully is never.
True. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna give. So I think. So, harsh, honest. Not honest, not harsh. I definitely think there's like some room for repairs. It's a little bit run down.
Sure.
I definitely think that. I think that there's like a general sort of. I think that's part of the aesthetic.
Yeah,
what I'm trying to say.
I was gonna play like devil's advocate and say like you say run down, but it's like rustic.
It
You
is.
know what I
It
mean?
is rustic, but I think it steps beyond rustic in some areas. Like there's like the washroom needs to be updated.
Yeah, you can
like,
be modern and rustic at the same time.
You definitely
is what
can
you're
be.
saying.
Yeah,
I
for
know-
sure.
Yeah.
I wonder if it also revolves around the fact, like they're in a semi-historic area of Halifax. Like there's some really old buildings in that area, and maybe they're just playing into or have to play into
That's very true.
those buildings because those buildings have specific rules and regulations on what they can and cannot upgrade.
Yeah, I'd be interested to know if it's like actually a historic building, if it has that zoning.
Yeah, of course.
I don't know. So for me, I'm gonna give it a soft 8.5 for general ambiance.
0.5. That's really good.
Like it's good. Like it's top tier.
I would
But like
agree.
if I walk, like there are gonna be a couple of spots that we go to that are fairly new, and if they do new well, then I need to leave room for that. Right? In
Yeah,
the
of
same,
course.
The same situation. Same situation as Colton, where feels like he needs to leave room. I feel like I need to leave room.
Yeah,
for that.
of course. No, that absolutely.
Because I'm like
makes sense.
I'm impressed with super clean, super crispy, like stainless steel. Like I'm here for that too. Like there is definitely that end of the spectrum.
Yeah.
So rustic, wonderful, smells nice. It's not a stinky old building
No,
filled
not
with
at all.
sewage or anything like that. 8.5 for me.
Nice. I agree on all of your statements about the building. I wish I had noticed the downstairs part, but on the upstairs, really cool. Like how they have local art there. That's
Yeah.
always awesome to see. This is not a slight towards Wired Monk. I think it's a slight to most cafes in Halifax. But like, is it just me or do like none of the cafes have AC?
Like none
Like,
of
is
them.
that
It's
just a
absolutely a none of them.
standard thing that I've noticed that you walk into a cafe and it's just humid as all can be?
Yeah.
Here's my theory on that. So I've thought a lot about it because like things like this come to my mind all the time. But there's a local game shop that's a few minutes up the road now from my place, and it was hot in there. So they got like a portable stand AC, kind of like the ones that you guys have, just a little bit like more industrial, and they just stick the tail out the door. But like it was hot in there for a while. I honestly think like when it comes to the amount of air conditioning that you would need to legitimately cool off a space that's like heating up water
Sure,
and
sure,
it has
absolutely.
that level of like that heat output. Steamers, like grinders, all of that stuff is going to make things naturally warm. So I feel
True.
like there might not be a lot of margin in
Right.
coffee.
For sure.
I feel like they probably do a couple $1,000 in sales a day.
Sure.
Plus, then they subtract their overhead. Is there enough room for them to be able to afford to pay for the power for for the amount of AC it would be required to cool down a
No,
space like
yeah,
that
you're
on top of the
absolutely
heat, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
So that's I feel like, so I was thinking that big brain the other day because a lot of the spaces that I've gone into just don't have that. Now,
Yeah.
what I will say is like the newer buildings that have the newer shops in
Yes.
them are naturally AC'd.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit different. So you will find a few spaces that do, but the old mom and pop shops like the Wired
Yeah.
Monk, sorry to use the mom and pop analogy, but the independently owned shops like that,
Yeah.
probably not.
Yeah, you're
Just due to the business
Very
expense.
true.
Yeah.
And I think in that aspect, especially in the summertime, like I said, it's absolutely not their fault that they don't have it. But like that would impact if we were to stay, how long I would want to stay there.
Absolutely.
Because I'm
Absolutely.
a very warm. I run warm,
Me too.
and humidity is not my friend.
No.
So that would make what I would love to have a long visit to a like moderate to short one very quick.
Absolutely.
But aside from that aside, I would give the Wired Monk as an overall vibe. I'm gonna go 7.5.
7.5.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm biased, I think, a little bit because I love the Wired Monk. So
That's fair.
8.5 might be unnaturally high, but I'm sticking to my guns.
But
Yeah.
I think I want to leave again. It's about leaving that room for those those really big exceptions, and I think a 7.5 for me is like that's a very good number.
Yeah.
Like if you're
Oh,
below
it's a great number.
5, then we've got some problems.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like, I'm kind of a sucker for, like, rustic, like I said before. I really like it. I like just the chill vibes. Like, there was 2 little tables over in the corner that people were sitting at that if we would have sat in there, we would have had a pretty nice little area to ourselves and just kind of
sure.
hung out. And it was, like, calming, like, solid colors, like, just a place I could see myself sitting for a while and not getting bored of it or whatever.
Yeah, this is a weird thing, but it just came up to mind. Anybody who's like, obviously the name of the place is the Wired Monk, but there's like if you're familiar at all with like the Quentin Tarantino, Kill Bill, like Kung Fu: The Legend Continues, the Shaolin monk traditional color palette is what you get when you go into the Wired Monk.
Yeah.
Like burnt oranges, like browns, like mustard yellows, like that to me is that's part of the reason why like the vibe check's a little bit higher for me, I think.
Yeah, like that's like fall color tones, and that's like my vibe.
Yeah, for
so
sure.
I'm definitely a little biased.
I want it to be chilly in there, and I want to wear a sweater. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be nice. I don't know. I give it an 8. I'm
Okay.
just gonna land in between you guys.
Smack dab in the middle. Not quite, but
Like I think it's a really nice spot, but like as we've all said, got to leave that door open for future shops that we visit. And like, imagine if we visited a future shop, if they still exist.
Oh my god.
But
do you guys sell coffee?
but no,
you
like
know what though? If you got a hot enough stereo system, they'd run to the store and get you a coffee.
True.
Yeah. Some dude's in the back line trying to make commission, and he's like, "Dude, you're gonna buy 6 subwoofers? I got you. I'll get you coffee right now."
True. But yeah, no, like I want to leave the door open, but also like it's a strong 8. Like you said, soft 8.5. I'm saying a strong 8 because like hypothetically, if we do 50 more episodes of this and we go visit a bunch more shops, this could end up being a top tier 1 for me.
Yeah.
So
I think it has top tier potential, to be
Yeah.
honest. And I know
For
like
sure.
all of the university guys out there, guys and girls people, they hit the Wired Monk all the time. It's very like university centric, just because of its location.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
I think that's why part of the reason why it does so well. So
Like while we're on the coffee talk, we should probably say, like if people have shops that they want to suggest, they can probably go to our Instagram or our Twitter and just kind of
DM us.
Yeah.
DM us your suggestions.
absolutely, if you want to recommend to us a shop, please feel free to hit us up for the 3rd time at Ice and Bean Pod on Instagram or at Ice and Bean Pod on Twitter, and we'd be happy for recommendations. Also, if you have any business inquiries, wink, iceandbeanpod at gmail.com.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I look forward to everything we're gonna do.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And
We've got some bangers coming up.
I bet we're gonna end up going to some shop that's like 40 minutes away from where I live, and I'm gonna love it. I'm gonna go there every day for coffee like an idiot, and it's just gonna suck.
I love that though. To be honest, I love that a lot. But yeah, so guys, please feel free to, I'll say it again, Ice and Bean Pod on Instagram. Give us a follow. Like, comment, subscribe to our podcast
Yeah,
channel.
absolutely.
Please definitely do that, because any support that you give us would be fantastic. We're doing this for us, as a way for us to sort of feel good and have intention and connect. So we would love your support. We are going to sign off. We're just about finished, but we hope that you guys have a great week. Yeah, I guess that's it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope everybody has a great week.
Yeah.
We'll be chatting soon.
Hopefully, I'm the owner of a Tiguan next week.
Amazing.
All right, guys, have a good one.